I start. I swat.
Whoa, whoa, baby, poke it out, poke it out, poke it out.
What is up, everybody? So it's great to be back. It's been a long time since I've been able to sit down and make a video in the actual studio and not in a hotel room or anything. We are finally back, so expect a lot of videos coming to you guys within the next few days, within the coming weeks. So many things are going to be coming out, and I'm going to go ahead and use right now. I know I posted this on the community tab. I know some of you may have saw it. I had a vote for if these series ideas sounded okay, and a lot of it was an overwhelming yes. It was like 93 to 7% with a couple hundred votes. So I really appreciate everyone who pays attention to the community tab. It means a ton to me. But with that being said, I went ahead and told you guys there were going to be 4 videos that come out every single week, no matter what, rain, snow, sleet, anything. There's going to be 4 videos that come out every week. Now, the first video that's going to come out is going to be the game predicted by Madden. So, how much does a multi-million-dollar company actually know about the teams that are playing in the games? We're going to see what Madden predicts, and then we're going to be able to see if it's right whenever I do the recap video for the game. So we're going to do a Madden prediction video, a prediction video where I solely talk to you guys about the game, what I think is going to happen. That's going to be coming out on Fridays, most likely Fridays or Saturdays. Then there's going to be the recap on game day, which I go ahead and recap, my on the scene, at the very moment reactions and thoughts to the game. And then there's going to be another video that I did all of last year. I don't know if you guys were watching me at that time. There may be some of you that weren't, but last year I did a video series called The State of the Saints, which pretty much just highlighted everything that went on in the weeks, to injuries, breaking news, anything like that. A more in-depth detail on the game and how the Saints are looking moving forward into the year. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I look forward to doing all of those series with you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. There's going to be those 4 videos every week, and there's going to be, of course, videos for breaking news, breaking injuries, breaking anything that happens between either teams that we're going to be playing that week, records broken, anything like that. There will be separate videos. So with all of that being said, I have one more thing to say, and that is that I am sponsored by SeatGeek now. So SeatGeek, as you guys may know from other sports channels, I know you guys watch a lot of sports channels, but SeatGeek is a app that you can go ahead and get your tickets for the games from. My code is NOS, just NOS. If you would like, you could go ahead and use that code NOS on checkout, at the checkout, and get $20 off of your order, your first purchase. Don't tell them I told you this, but if you just go ahead and make new accounts every time you buy tickets, you can just get $20 off every time, but don't tell them I told you that. You get $20 off your first purchase, so go ahead and use my code if you guys want. If you're going to be purchasing tickets with SeatGeek, they're very reliable. I've used them before I even got, sponsored by them. I used them to go to a couple of NBA games. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. I'm sorry for holding you guys this long. So the New Orleans Saints versus the Houston Texans in New Orleans, predicted by Madden. Let's get into it. So as you guys can see, the game is finished and the New Orleans Saints won 27-24. It seems like it was a pretty large uphill battle from the Houston Texans. In the first quarter, the Saints took a 3-point lead by kicking a field goal. Will Lutz drilled a 35-yarder. In quarter 2, the teams exchanged jabs a little bit, actually. Alvin Kamara scored a touchdown, Duke Johnson scored a touchdown, and then Alvin Kamara scored another. Will Lutz kicked another field goal, and Houston also kicked a field goal. Duke Johnson with a touchdown in quarter 4, and then Alvin Kamara with a 20-yard receiving touchdown from Drew Brees to pretty much ice the game, just for Houston to come back with Duke Johnson, score another touchdown, but not have enough time quite on the clock yet to go ahead and try to retaliate and maybe put the game away. The Houston Texans did not have that great of a game when it came to the quarterback play. Deshaun Watson had a 78.7 rating, 22 completions on 34 attempts with 285 yards and 1 touchdown. Drew Brees had a solid game with 121.5 rating, 21 completions, 26 attempts, and 262 yards, and an 80 completion percentage with a touchdown. That's actually very good. The rushing category was pretty much carried completely by Alvin Kamara, who had 25 attempts, 107 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a fumble. Duke Johnson had 3 rushing touchdowns. Latavius Murray only had 2 carries for 10 yards with a 5 average. That's pretty interesting. I don't really know how that game's going to go as far as the rushing goes. We haven't seen Latavius Murray in our system, so it's going to be pretty interesting. The receiving game, Jordan Thomas had 6 receptions for 86 yards. Ted Ginn had 6 receptions for 54 yards. So Ted Ginn was actually the New Orleans Saints' leading receiver as far as receptions go. Jared Cook had 5 receptions for 71 yards, which is something that we've been looking for him to do. We need him to do that this season. Alvin Kamara had 5 receptions for 52 yards and a touchdown, which is very Alvin Kamara-esque. And Michael Thomas had a very disappointing 3-reception, 44-yard game. I don't know if that's going to happen in real life. I don't think it's going to, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see for sure. Will Lutz was a perfect 2 for 2, 100% with a 45-yard long. Oh my God, Will Lutz is on the money. As far as the defense went, the leading leader in tackles across the board was Alex Anzalone with 10 solo tackles and 11 total tackles. That's really good. Demario Davis also had 4 tackles. Demario Davis also had 4 tackles and an interception. Demario Davis had an interception. That's actually really interesting, Madden. Cameron Jordan had a sack, 2 tackles for loss, and 5 total tackles. That's very solid. The tackles are looking very similar across the board. It seems that the tackle for loss category is pretty much completely dominated by the New Orleans Saints. That's something good that we need to look out for. Tackles for losses can make or break games. Marcus Davenport had a pretty weak game with only 2 tackles, 2 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, and 4 total. Not very good. For some reason, Alvin Kamara had a tackle. This isn't special teams either. Interesting, Madden. I don't know where you got that one from, but I'll accept it. So the only interception for either team happened to be Demario Davis. That's extremely interesting, and I really hope that happens in real life because that's something that's going to put us over the Texans, I think, is the turnover battle. If we can dominate the turnover battle, we will dominate the game. That's how it usually goes, but for the Houston Texans, that lackluster secondary, that extremely lackluster defensive line now apart from one player, it's going to be interesting to see how they can cope with Drew Brees and company. Those turnovers can turn in to 7 points on the board, so it'll be really interesting. As you see by the scores by quarter, the New Orleans Saints dominated the second and third quarter, let off the gas a little bit, and the Texans came back to the fourth quarter and put the game within 3 points. Now, I would show you the highlights. I will have this fixed in next video, I promise. But when I click view play, it says there's no replay available for this play. So I'll go ahead and get that all settled so you guys can watch some clips next video. But this is just a test run to see how you guys respond to it. If you like this type of video, let me know. As you can see, Madden predicted the Saints to start 1-0. Against the Houston Texans in New Orleans, a 27-24 tight victory in which the offense showed out. The defense played particularly well. I like how they only allowed 24 points, but I also like how we won the turnover battle. The turnover battle is going to be the differentiator for a lot of these games. I want to thank you guys for watching. If this video wasn't enough, it wasn't as much content as you wanted, trust me, there's going to be a lot more coming out, and I will nail this. I will figure out how to get this video series down pat. Until then, just bear with me. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.
Ballin' like Barkley, wrist so sparkly, internet surfing, feel like iCarly.